1842, Reb Noson set out, and this is before he passed away. He passed away in 1844, 1845. He set out to print the beginning of the work that he spent over 40 years working on, which is his magnum opus called Likutey Halachot. And in 1842, he strived to see at least the beginning of his fruits, to see this book printed in his lifetime. So he sent his disciple, Reb Nachman Tulchiner, to the Romanian city of Iasi, which at the time was a big Jewish community there, with major printing presses, to print the work of Likutey Halachot Volume 1 there. The problem to print it in Russia was due to the influence of the maskilim, the enlightened Jews, who sought to undermine all of religion by the Jews in the Russian Empire. And they banned, on their initiative, the government banned, again on the initiative of the secular maskilim Jews, the government banned the printing of several Jewish works, including those of Kabbalah and Chassidut and the Zohar, including Reb Nachman's teachings. So there was full censorship on printing Reb Nachman's teachings in Russia. But then, however, the maskilim pointed out to the government, but if the Jews decide to print the books elsewhere, outside of the Russian Empire, what does it help the censorship law? If now people will be bringing in the books from other countries printed outside of the Russian Empire, what did you accomplish? So you need also to put up at the customs borders inspectors who can see that the books coming in, any Jewish books coming in, match the censorship laws, that they're not in the category of the Zohar, Kabbalah and Chassidut. So in 1842, Reb Nachman Tulchiner, he succeeded in printing there the first volume of Likutey Halachot. And while walking towards the border, he became filled with a panic of, oh boy, what if they catch me and they confiscate the books that he's bringing back? And he didn't know what to do. He was so afraid. So right before he reached the border into the Russian Empire, he turned back and walked about 20 miles in the direction of Iasi in Romania, and spent Shabbat there, and that wherever he stopped in that village towards Iasi, backwards. So by Shabbat, by his host, he was asked to give over some words of Torah, and Reb Nachman Tulchiner complied it, and he gave over words from Reb Noson's teachings, which explain Rabbi Nachman's teachings. The Balabait, the host, was so impressed and so amazed. He said, "Where did you hear these teachings from?" So Reb Nachman Tulchiner showed him the books that he just had printed, the Likutey Halachot Volume 1, and he said, "From the author of these books." And the man was looking at the books, and he was so amazed. And he knew the reason why Reb Nachman Tulchiner was there, because he came back from the border because of the books. So the host said to Reb Nachman Tulchiner, "With such books, I would fearlessly go to the border in broad daylight without any fear." And hearing that gave Reb Nachman Tulchiner the boost to, after Shabbat, go back without fear this time, with full faith and trust in Hashem that he'll make it. And he went towards the border, and he passed through safely, because it wasn't in every border that they were checking. They were checking from place to place. You can't place Jewish people who are fluent in knowing what's a Hasidic work and what's a Zohar, and in the censorship by the secular Jews working for the government. So it was like spot checks to have done, that they go from place to place. So it happened that nobody stopped him and was able to go through. When he arrived with the books, the Breslov Hasidim, and especially Reb Noson, were overjoyed, because this was again the product, the fruit of 40 years of labor. Reb Noson writing Torah insights from already 1804, close to 1804, until 1842. And Reb Nachman Tulchiner, amongst other things that they spoke about, Reb Nachman Tulchiner told Reb Noson about his fears that he had, and how he went to the border and then he went back, and the whole story of the host and everything. And Reb Noson told Reb Nachman Tulchiner like this. He says, "What you did wasn't right. You should have waited there and then for the salvation to come. You shouldn't have gotten back. Rather, you should have waited till Hashem opens the doors. And that's how it is for everything in life. And then when you need a salvation, wait there and then. Don't do anything if you don't know what to do. Shev al ta'aseh, like they say in the Gemara. It's better to do nothing and wait. Because if the salvation would arrive and you weren't there, it wouldn't help. It's when this happens, situations like this, you should wait there and then the salvation eventually does come. And this message is very important for everything in life, is that when you need a salvation, it's not a solution to just drop and run away from what you need. Okay, they close the door, so it's over. You wait and see how Hashem guides and how opens the door. But to go back out of fear and everything, that is not the solution. And this is what Reb Noson was telling Reb Nachman Tulchiner about his fears that he had in approaching the border.